So hi everyone, in this video we will start a new series actually, and this is probably inspired by Syntax Python videos. I will link them down in the description just in case for if you want to know more about it. It's a really good channel. I've been following it for a long time. So yeah, coming back to video, this time we will be going to create a StarCraft2 bot. So this bot will be able to play the StarCraft, and then probably in the upcoming videos we will be using some sort of ML and I guess reinforced learning to let this bot play by itself and learn and then probably win at the end of the time. Yeah, at the end of the video. So let's see. And let me go on and start with what is StarCraft. So it's a sort of a game like Age of Empires. It's probably a strategy game. And I guess if you have played Age of Empires, then following StarCraft would be really simple. And I'm not a StarCraft genius or anything, but it's probably straightforward. So we'll be playing StarCraft2, which is like Wings of Liberty. It's been released in 2010, I guess, so pretty old. Yeah, and it's also by Blizzard. So like every other game, no, this StarCraft2 has a huge following, anyways. And if you want to know any sort of detail, then the best place is for StarCraft is to go to this Liquipedia.net. I will link this also in the description. Here we can see all sorts of details about StarCraft. As in, like if you go with the introduction, then it takes you about what is StarCraft, how it is, and all the general details about StarCraft. If you want to understand StarCraft, we need to know basically just three things in the beginning. That there are three, I would say, races, yeah, in StarCraft. And where we have to start is from the units. So I would suggest you to read this particular thing. It's in the same as in any strategy game. You have certain, just a second, let me make it pretty. Yeah, so you have certain buildings, and in order to make certain buildings you need to make first other buildings, such as like the supply depot, barracks. We'll be playing as a terrain unit, and then starts with a command center. Then like if you have to make, let's say, factory, okay, in a terrain, so you have to get a command center, and then with command center it should be your supply depot. From supply depot you'll be able to make a barracks and so on and so forth. It makes sense once you start to see the diagram. Now coming to the Python code or the library for it. So we will be using this library called as Python SC2. And if you have been following Syntax videos, then in the first one it's like the first version of this library in the old videos, and then in the new ones this should come up. So, and if you see now here mentioned also, yeah, the video I've been Syntax is outdated, and I've been following that from the first time. It's pretty good, you should check it out. The way to download is straightforward. It's pretty straightforward. Go on and do a pip install. Another thing that you need to take care is the maps actually. So once you actually download your StarCraft, then there is a folder that you need to, I had to create this folder. I'm not sure about how it will be. You have to create this maps folder, and in there you can just go ahead and download all the maps that's been present here. It depends. We will be using atmosphere, and you can go ahead and use and paste it there, and then just you would be directly able to call that map. So yeah, that's more about it. So let's get into Virtual Studio and see what else we can do with it. if you go on to the GitHub page, which I will link down for this library, there is a whole example given here. I mean, if you look into the repository, then there are lots of things. Sorry, this is the link. Yeah, so we will just start with this, and it's pretty straightforward. It's a class, just will be importing it and running it. There's not too much to it, and by this I will start explaining what kind of race it is and how the workers are created, and we'll create our own bot. The way here it passes the bot, you see this, and so we are going to create our own bot and just use the terrain unit. So yeah, I've just imported everything, and we have like the SC2 base class from where we inherit this bot AI. So this holds everything, and then we have the data from where we import the difficulty and race. So this is like difficulty as in medium, easy, or hard, this sort of thing. Race are the 3 races, like the top or the most advanced one would be Protoss, then Zerg, and then Terrain. But it doesn't depend, like it doesn't change the odds of winning. Actually, you can go on with any race and then move forward with it. So once you have imported this particular all the imports that we need, this is also important. This is where we'll pass our maps and everything. So yeah, let's go on and create our class. Let's start with class. Can name it StarCraft2 BOT AI, because we are going to use AI in future anyways. So this StarCraft2 bot is actually inherited from the bot AI. Now there are different methods for, if you don't know about async, then it's actually good to first go on and study about this. I will again link some descriptions or some links which can tell you more about it. Just in a short thing, if you have coded in JavaScript or Node.js, then this would be exactly what you have done there. It's more about a waiting thing and running asynchronously, and wherever we will put a wait, that's where it kind of creates buildings and other sort of stuff. So yeah, I mean, any method that you call on it now, so that should be used with an asynchronous call, and it makes sense also. And you won't wait to create a barrack and then go on for a mining or things like that, right? But a building needs to be created after one another, so we'll put those sorts of checks. Yep. So let's see what all we have. We have async on. So we have on before start, which is even beginning the starting of the program. I think that would be the first method that's going to be called, but we are not reading this for now. We'll go with on step. Why? Because you need to implement this function, override this in your bot class. The function is called on every game. This is important because we are going to do this repetitively. So let's just take this on step. We have self, the base, and the iteration. I think it tells you like what is the iterating point in a certain looped event. It tells me return await super dot on step iteration. Okay, we don't need this. Let it be. What we are going to do is we'll just print as to what kind of iteration we are running. So this is iteration, and then we'll take the iteration. Yep. According, I am just running this each and everything with respect to what we found in that page. After running this, I will again show you once. In this, we have a method called as run game. This is where we actually run the game, right? So it tells me map settings. So if I go, I probably have something called as maps, and let me just get the name of the map from our maps folder. I mean, you should remember it, but I forgot it, so no problem. We can go again and get the name from StarCraft2 and maps. Let's just take the atmosphere AIE, let's paste it here. Then we have, let's just pass the tuple any players. Okay, we're going to need the players right now. So who are going to play this game, right? So it should be our bot, which will be race dot terrain, and the name of the bot is what? I guess StarCraft2 BOT AI. Okay, and yeah, then we will have the second player, that will be computer. See, everything comes up, it tells me the class computer, so just don't have to worry about a lot. So we will be playing, let's just say, about Zerg, and our difficulty would be medium. Yep, I guess so. And what else we need? I guess that's it. There's one more parameter called as real time. So it tells basically if this has to run in real time or not, things like that. We'll keep it false for now. Let's just move this as well. So I guess so we are ready to. Once we are done, I think we are good to go now. Let me just save it. Let's go in there and Python pit1.py. Enter. Let's see what comes up. So we should be, according to this example, I mean, we should be able to start gathering resources. And there are actually 3 resources that I'll show you right now, which we probably need to work with. Primarily 2, sorry. Third one is like supply, so it's more of a population thing as to how many units you can hold, and yeah, just preparing some game data. Yep, we are in business. We just minimize this so we can see what iterations are also. If you see now players, it has given the correct player in the computer. Random build map is also loaded, so we have everything. Let it run. And in starting, I think it creates a unit, something such as SCV, which is more of like a worker thing to go on and get some minerals. Anything. Yeah, okay. So if you're able to see, this is our command center. This is the first building if you saw in terrains. And then these units, right, which I have selected, it's an HCV. So this is just for minerals, and like it's a worker unit, more or so. And yep, so these are the minerals fields. If I hover over it, then it shows. And then this is like the Vespine geyser. It's more of a thing that you are going to use for making mechanical buildings, I guess. Yep. If we go on here, then probably this is where we will have the enemy base somewhere here. Yeah, because it's like the exact replica of ours. So this it will be here only somewhere, mostly. Yeah. So we are at 370. If you see, we have the iterations running on. So this on step is getting called every time. It's printing the kind of index or at what step we are in this particular looped event. It's just kind of good. Yeah. So according to this example, we should be able to run it, and we were able to run it actually. So it's in less than 15 lines. Yeah, we are able to get a bot up and running. Just pretty cool. Say, yep. Although we didn't give anything, so it's just by default it understands that you have to go on and collect the resources and then probably gather some minerals. That's it. In future, what we will do is we will probably get these Vespine geysers. There's a thing called as refinery that we need to build upon them just to harvest this particular thing. And yeah, probably we need some fighting force as well. You see, it's coming as 0. I think it shows the ideal ones. Yeah, this is the ideal one. So these things we need to take care. And there are lots of things inside this bot AI class. I mean, there's something called as units, unit ID structures that we are going to build, and then those ability IDs. So I guess, yeah, that's going to be it for this video. See you in the next video. We'll be probably able to make some defenses and some attacks. Let's see. Try to get at least a win.